What's up? What's up? Hope everybody's having a good day today. Got on, Tuesday. Kicking back. I got the time if you got the money, honey. Kicking back, just checking in. Really, nothing. No big, huge updates or nothing to go on. A few things I suppose I could speak on, and basically wanted to check in with some of my old and new subs. Say what's up. Can't see you guys too well. Got the old fucking busted glasses going on. Ghetto fabulous, looking like Mr. Peanut. Planter's Peanut Man with one glasses. It's all right though. So where do I start? Working with. That's a big one for me right there. 49ers, doing their thing, with Chiefs again. But I'll tell you right now, if they pull that same shit, hey, much love, Roger. If they pull that same shit that they pulled in that game against the Lions, they'll never win. I mean, I swear, the first 15 minutes, they looked like like they were in the like they were little minor leagues. You know what I mean? Crazy. And they got lucky on that comeback and still barely won. If they pull that shit on the Chiefs, they'll lose just like last year, even worse. Or not last year, but the last time they played the Chiefs. So I wanted to say on that one, I was stoked watching that game. Purdy pretty much won the game with his runs. They were counting on him. Basically got to a point where they were counting on him for those runs. And he didn't let them down, but we need more than just our damn quarterback to win the game. So I'll say that. And like I said, this is not going to be a live one. Quick half hour. I'm trying to do more lives, which is a perfect reason to lead an informant's perspective. All right, which is a perfect. Cry your eyes out, Flacco. Perfect person to bring me into the next subject, right? That's what I was going to speak on. I actually saw that video from Flacco regarding Salinas report. I'll say Salinas report because a lot of this happened prior to him changing up the name to Chicano Tube. Try to take on Chicano Tube. I think, turn over a good leaf. But me being the type, I'm a realist. That's why a lot of people don't like me, don't want to subscribe to me, because I don't really want to say what the group wants to hear. You guys know that. You guys know, if anyone knows, Mike's World is known for saying shit that pisses people off, right? It's because I don't care. Like, some people like it, agree with what I have to say. Some people are like, fuck you. Some people agree with some of the shit I have to say, and then some of the shit I don't. Usually, if you'll stick around with me long enough, you'll agree with me on some shit and then not agree with me on some shit. Yeah, originally, that's where I was born. The La Chuga. My mom worked a lot of years for the lettuce companies. For first it was Dole. I was Foxy Lettuce. Then it turned to Dole. Well, yeah, she worked for them for many years. Bring back memories, those lettuce fields. Damn. That's something. I know this strays off the subject, but you guys ever think about how when you're a kid, like when you're 8, 9 years old, no matter how shitty or good your life was, right? You could be around the worst brought up in the worst trap house, whatever, worst parents, but it always seems like the good old days. Like, no matter how fucked up it was, you always think back on your past, and it's like, man, you the smells and the senses and the sights and the sounds, they always seem that much better, no matter where you are, where you were, I don't know. Just always seems like wherever you were as a kid, it was, before the addictions hit you and the innocence left you, You know what I'm saying, huh? When you're just running around with kids at the park, having fun, playing cap guns, and waiting for your mom and dad to get you a cheeseburger, that shit. The innocence of it, I guess. Even if you were struggling, it's always the good old days, right? And then like I said, you start to grow up, paying bills, dealing with fucking cold-hearted people. You start to see the real world, right, from a different perspective, and you'll never see it. You'll never have that perspective again. I think that's why pretty much, not everyone, but 90% of people, you think of them, ask them to remember back being 9, 10 years old, and that's the good old days, right? So here's what I was gonna say about that. About the whole, man, it leads me into a lot of stuff. If you guys will notice, right, you don't see me in a lot of lives, even in the comments. You won't see me in. You'll see me. Maybe I'll check in now and then to a certain handful of channels. I just shouted out. I seen EBK live, jumped in there just real quick to say, what's up? Show much love, you know, because I don't have any beef with any channel. Let's put it like that. I said this many times before. I won't engage with that. I'm cool with everybody. But I notice I've seen it before in the past. And I see it always. It's like one of those where they say history repeats itself with the, especially with Flacco, with a lot of people. It just history, you know, beefs tend to come and go and come and go. And I just don't. I just do my little reactions. I do my own thing, right? I'm an adult. I raise kids. I got kids that would engage in that kind of shit, you know. So to me, anytime you do videos on a vato, you know, with by name or by nickname, and you especially if you're, you know, in the area and you're just playing with fire. So that's why I try not to indulge with that. Or anyone that shouts out trolls, right? And we all know what a troll is. Somebody that dogs people, that makes their channel and making videos on people, right? Anyone that shouts that kind of people out on a constant, you know, there's a saying, watch the company you keep, right? So if you're accepting of it and you're cool with it, with chisme, with videos being made of other people, it speaks a lot for yourself. You know what I mean? It speaks a lot for that person. But not like I said, again, no diss to any channel, to any troll channels. That's their lane. They can do what they want. They can make videos about whoever, whenever, however, right? To each their own. But to anyone that would accept it, you are the company you keep. I was always taught that. If you walk like a duck, you quack like a duck, you are a duck. To me, somebody that would put a like on troll shit or be all interested in it and all that, right, is the same type of person that would laugh when a kid gets picked on in school or something, right? Or even participate, right? Knock the books out of somebody's hand, right? They're all the same motherfuckers that laugh instead of helping the kid pick the books up or being like, hey, why don't you motherfuckers scrap me? You know, instead of being the one that steps out away from the crowd, those are the type that cheered on. That become, you know, how, like, I don't know, everybody had to go to school, right? That's why I hate when you start talking about shit that happened at school, like junior high, high school shit. Motherfuckers act like they don't know. I don't give a damn if you was a juvie, YA, if you was a free. Everybody had to go to school. You know what I mean? So we've all had those school experiences, right? Either being cool, being kicked out, gang member, don't matter. Who you are, you had to go to school. You had to go to junior high since the 1800s. I don't know if you guys can hear that outside, but it's fucking pouring. Where I'm at, my location, it is fucking pouring outside. Anyway, though, that's why I'm here at my house, chilling, having a kickback day, right? So we've all had school experiences. Even if you've, like I said, got 20 years in YA, you had to go to school. Every day you guys go in classes, right? And every school setting has the same people, right? Some are bullies. Some are just off to their own. Some are popular, but they stand up to bullies, you know? And every place is the same. You can go to the hospital, you can go to a workplace, right? Construction site. You here on YouTube, and you're gonna have those same guys, right? Some people that like to fuck with people and they think it's funny. Some people that, oh, he's a badass, but he don't fuck with people, right? He just stays to his own. Like, don't fuck with him, but he won't give you no shit. Don't give him no shit, right? And then you have your people that are good-hearted, kind, givers. These are the ones that usually get the most taken from them as far as used, you know, in a workplace. This is the one that bosses will say to stay late, that will he'll give everyone else a raise, but except for the one motherfucker that deserves it. You know what I mean? Fucked up in life. They call them workplace sharks. They're out there in YouTube and all that, right? So anyway, back to the point. So that's why I don't stray too much. I'm not on all a bunch of lives, because it always ends up being group mentality. They'll go after whoever, they'll cheer on whoever, talk about whoever, because that gladiator mentality, right? People cheer it on from the crowd. Me, I'm good on all that. I'll tell you, shout out to every channel. Everyone's got their own lane. I stay in mine. I just do my little reactions, bust out my little and when I say reactions, that's another thing that's funny too. A lot of people in my genre, street genre, no jumper genre, shit like that, think that the only content out there, right? The only thing you can react to, that you can speak on, anything like that, is another man, is another channel. That's it. I've done them. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna say I haven't done a reaction on Lefty, on Crip Mac. A lot of those are what do you call that? Requested, right? I have people that like to see that shit. They like don't watch No Jumper. They watch what's that other one? All Urban Central. You know, they'll react to it. But to speak on what like one guy or to make your own channel on that, that's a chisme channel. You know, I like to react to like right now. I was gonna bring it up in this too. Did you guys hear about that? It's perfect time to bring it up since I brought up the Niners. Yeah, Niners going to the Bolo. Hey, from the salad bowl to the fucking Super Bowl. The Chiefs fans, you guys hear about those 4 Chiefs fans? I think it was in Minnesota, somewhere over there, right? Somewhere like that territory. Iowa, they froze. 3 of them. Tell me what you guys think about the story. I'm sure you guys seen it all over. It's all over the headlines. Go on your YouTube and press local news. There's these 4 guys, right? It was the playoffs. All right. Supposedly this is the story. They weren't on nothing, apparently, drinking or something. One of them went inside and passed out. 3 of them stayed in the backyard, you know, exposed to the elements, apparently. And hey, what's up, 5 of a Kind Media? Long time no see. Good to see you still out here doing your thing. I was just talking about that case that's all over right now. They're right in the middle of it, of those Chiefs fans. They found, okay, and then 3 of them went in the backyard, apparently, and fell asleep and died. Now, the police are saying that it seems like there's no foul activity, no drag marks in the snow, no nothing, right? The family saying that they didn't use, except for one guy. One of the guys, they're saying that he was a user of drugs, right? Right? And they don't know what's going on. They're waiting for the toxicology reports right now. Some people are saying maybe they all got high on something like fentanyl, right? And one of the guys went inside because it was his house and passed out, and the other 2 passed out and then died, right? Could have been possible. They were all out. Other people are saying that the guy must have poisoned them. You know what I mean? For them to die and he have not, he must have poisoned them. I don't know. You guys jump in and let me know what you think about that. Because a lot of people, I don't really advertise my lives. A lot of people will come through. They'll watch my lives later. So if you guys watch this, let me know what you guys think about that. I'll keep you guys updated on that Kansas City case. 4 Chiefs fans, 3 of them found dead in a backyard. One of them, you know, walked inside, fell asleep, woke up, was fine. The other 3 dead. So we'll see what happens with it. But again, back to what I was talking about. Flacco, right? He did the video on Mike. Shout out both of them. Shout out ACP and shout out Chicano too. And I can see where he's coming from. Look it up. Just go. I don't know if you already seen it, but if you keep up with the news, if you have a phone, get right there on your YouTube and click on the little news bubble. It'll just say news right there. First couple ones that come up will be that crazy shit. That's what I thought. You know but even if they OD'd, you know what are the odds of 3 of them at once and then not one of them? ODs happen, you know, pretty on occasion, but not like all at once like that. I don't know. It's just weird. What else we got? Oh yeah, back to what I was saying. So Mike, you know, I think he's all right. He's all right in my book. I think he's a pretty good dude. I think he's a family man. What do they call that? Intentions are well. You know, he does his little family podcast. He's a believer in the Lord. Like, I don't think he's a bad dude, but I have a perfect memory. My memory is very sharp, right? And there was times that some of the things Flacco was saying are true. He was inconsistent with shit, right? He didn't ask. There was inconsistencies with him, right? And so I just see where Flacco pointed that out. But I've also seen him with Flacco, right? I seen that dude offer a $5,000 reward 1 month for a guy named OG, and then the next month shouting him out. You know, so I've seen inconsistencies with almost everyone, which is another reason, perfect reason. It leads me why I'm cool with everyone. I say shout out to everybody, much love, but I stick to my own. Because remember something, people, anyone watching this that most of you guys already know, I got into my own little ruffle when I first came into the YouTube game, or Yarda is what I call it, with a lot of people, with Dubs, with Gunner, and his whole little panel. I got into them all one time, me against all of them, right? And because they were the cool thing at the time, they were the leaders of the genre, right? I seen half of YouTube come at me with that pack mentality, right? I've said this before, right? I seen them all, half the channels that I'm cool with right now. Shout out to them, like I said. I seen them come at me, right? One of the biggest ones, which is why I always keep my eyebrow raised when people talk about him, was the guy OG. I thought that guy TOG, they call him. I thought he was a gunner at first, because I got into an argument with this fool Dubs and Gunner, they're called, right? In this genre, right? They call it urban prison genre. Not even an hour. And I mean it, 1 hour after getting into an argument with these fools. I get off the internet, whatever, I'm heated, right? People start doing their little videos. That fucking TOG dude started making videos about me. Not even an hour later. So first thing that came to my mind was that fool's a fucking gunner, right? Or gunner fucking is, you know, is his left hand, right hand man. Who else would fucking start immediately unless you feel some type of way for Dubs and Gunner? So I'm just saying, I seen frivolous behavior throughout. I'm not pointing it at any person. I seen a lot of people on this shit were best friends, and then they start hating each other, back each other up at fights like Gunner shit, and then go against each other. Start channels together like Rojo and Gunner and ACP, and then fucking started hating each other and trying to delete each other's channels. Some of the people right now that are good friends, I promise you, because it's just the nature of the game, will start beefing over whatever, money, over views, over somebody saying something, dropping some kind of paperwork. You know what I mean? It's just bound to happen. That's why I look at people right now that are getting along and all these podcasts, right? And we have a lot of podcasts. There's some from Southern California. There's Texas ones. There's Colorado ones. There's Southwest ones, right? Daniel Size, me. There's Northern ones. There's a quote unquote dropout ones, which guys were Rabbit, you know, the Rabbit Gang or whatever they want to call that, of writers, right? There's all these different channels from all these different aspects, right? And I've seen them be like that, best friends, and then get into it, and then get back together and get into it. So because of that, I just, especially it's a new year, it's 2024. You know, I'm going to keep on with my videos. Just hit like 4,000. Last night, I got 30 subscribers. Went over the 4,000 mark and then went to like, I'm at like 4,020 something, you know. I'm cool with everyone. Every aspect, every channel, every facet, all that, whatever you want to call it. But I just do my own thing, my own lane, my own world. I'm not going to be on any team against any other team. Be cool with this person when another person gets into it with another person. I'm good on all that. No, I agree. I would agree completely with 5 of a Kind Media. You know, I completely agree. And I've always said this before. And like I said, whoever wants to do whatever, you are the company you keep. That's just remember that saying. But I will say one thing. Any person, man, woman, older, wiser, younger, anything. You beat me to it, bro. You beat me to it. I was just going to say, should know that if somebody's hiding their shit, I'm not saying they are something, but you don't know if they are or not. That's the whole point of them behind a mask and behind a voice changer. He talks about exposing people, exposing chomos, exposing weirdo, exposing whoever, right? Money, gold diggers and all this. But nobody who knows exactly who the fuck it is. Could be a cop, could be a judge, could be the hardest G in the world. Nobody fucking knows. I can't respect that. I can't respect like I said, how could I respect somebody that could be a chomo, that could be a fucking raper, that could be a cop all along with his fucking fed buddies? Can't do it. Doesn't mean I'm gonna hate against it or care, even give 2 fucks. Never gave, then never, still don't. And that's why I'm happy. No disrespect to anyone either. Much love to EBK. Like I said, I'll say it many times in here because he's got a good personality. He's a good dude. He's a father. You know, he's still growing up. So what's good, Smokey? But perfect timing. I was just gonna say that you know me, bro. You know me. You were one of the first ones that came on a live with me. I like to talk about crazy shit, ancient aliens, fucking weather. Like those are the shit that interest me. Like fluxing my mind, right? Which is why, and I've said this before, I was just gonna say I don't want, like, I'm happy that I have the people are leaving me out of the whole YouTube Yarda thing, because I seen them making commanders and the little list, you know. Just I don't, right when I see it, I don't go towards it because that shit just kind of runs me away, you know. Because it reminds me of what do you call that? And this is no diss to anyone. Do as you please. Like, I understand they're having fun with it, you know, making jokes about it, commanders, you know, having fun. But it kind of reminds me of, what do they call that when what do they call that? Playing tea. Like, you guys seen that movie Alice in Wonderland where they play, or little girls are like, oh, hey, let's play tea party, right? And they're all here. I have the governor, right? And they're all over here. I have the fucking Republican, and here's my his superhero, right? And they set them all around or whatever, right? Tea table, they're playing tea, like make believe play. Or another thing, you guys, when you guys were kids, did you guys ever play cops and robbers, right? You're running through the play field, and then and your friends running behind you. They take you into cuffs, right? Fake make believe cuffs, and they're all walking you. Or we got this guy, he's under arrest, and you try to run off, right? They grab you again, right? So to me, it's like a grown version of that, like make believe playing. You're playing, right? And I'm good with all that, right? I stayed out of prison. I managed to very, very luckily save my own life by, I guess, the Lord. I'm trying to make a closer relationship with the Lord, right? I managed to stay out of prison by the hair of my chinny chin, my white hair on my chinny chin chin, right? Many a times, not just once, but many a times I just managed to stay out of the joint. So the last thing I want to do is go to a make believe one. That's why, I never, when they're talking about that, all that, you don't see me around. You'll never see me in the comments. You'll see me stop by and say, hey, and then dip out, because I don't want to be associated with that, But respect to everyone that does it, hold down the YouTube yada, stay with your with your shanks, stay on it. But I just do my own little thing, and people get into it. Like right now, I notice people are getting into it with a lot of people, right? You got ACP going at Chicano too. You got things happening amongst the Southern channels, right? A couple beefs going on between like yeah, right. Shit, cracks in the walls. Adobe. A lot of Adobe houses still that go back to like the 1700s. That's crazy. That's what's crazy. If you walk around Albuquerque or Buque, you'll see a lot of neighborhoods. Like Cali, they have a lot of codes, building codes. Even in South Central, East LA, right? You can't have a building that cracks all down in, falling apart with fucking cardboard on the side. The code specters will come, right? Even in Compton, some of what people think of as the worst neighborhoods have some of the nicest yards. Like, think about Friday, right? To somebody who's never been to California, right? The movie Friday, right? He lives right in the center of South Central, right? But look, Mrs. Parker's yard and next door Stanley, stay off of my grass, right? That's how their yards really are. They're like really nice cut grass, fucking trees all trimmed perfect, nice palm trees. If it wasn't for the gangs, and people running around wild, you wouldn't even think. They're like, not once you get into some Texas neighborhoods, some El Paso, fucking Albuquerque, Taos. Now you're talking about neighborhoods with no codes, where no actors don't live. It's not LA. It's not like modernized, I guess the word would be. So you start dealing with buildings, one room adobes with the wall done falling off, so they fucking taped it up with cardboard and electric wires still hanging off the roofs, running to all the neighbors. Like some real, like, whoa, what the fuck? Is it like, did I just stroll up in the 1800s? Old horse carriages parked in garages. Yup, Española, just like that. Exactly what I'm, and literally, I'm not joking. Yeah, exactly. Shout out CJ. I hope you're doing good, my man. Shout out my bro. Much love. I know you was going through some things. Fuck. I'll tell you one thing though. Losing loved ones, to anyone watching this, anyone that might have lost a loved one recently, a long time ago, it never stops. If there's one thing I learned, the pain, if anything, it gets stronger. I don't care what people say about time, healing. Oh, time takes the pain away. Makes it worse. You want to see that person that you lost even more with every year that passes. It's crazy. I know. I remember hearing about it. I don't remember what channel. I don't remember if it was EBK or if it was Mike, shout out Chicano too. I don't know exactly, but I remember when I have a great memory. That's why this YouTube shit is hard for me. I ain't gonna lie to anyone watching this. I only got a handful. I always got my handful, my one little handful of dudes in here. Even when Bozo came in, right? Bozo, shout out rapper Bozo. I only had like 8 people in here. Hey, sorry to hear that, Smoke. Yeah, it never stops, the pains. And a lot of people probably are clicking out right now. I don't want to hear this. I used to be one of those people. You know what's funny? If you would have caught me, let's say 8 years ago, I used to always hear people, oh, my grandma passed, right? My dad passed. Didn't think twice of it, right? Like I would start another, I would change the conversation. Didn't even phase me. Like, okay, all right, what are we having for lunch? You know, sorry about that, right? You know, one ear out the other. Only when it's happened to you, like when you've buried that loved one, that mom, that dad, that brother, that son, right? That you've been through it. Now, when you hear it from somebody, it takes on a whole new meaning, right? Now, when someone says, I hear somebody say, "Oh, my mom passed," I get hairs stand up because I know what they're going through. I stop everything. Fuck what I'm talking about. I'm sorry to hear that. You know, my heart is broken. It's been, and my heart will stay that way. I'm sorry that yours is too. That's what I have to say about that. You know, I stop everything. You know, and I'm sorry to hear that too, Smoke. It's crazy. And what's crazy is I never used to understand. If you guys are wondering what I'm talking about, some people probably already heard it from me. My mom and dad both passed. My mom passed 2.5 years ago, I think, about right around there to COVID. Yeah, right there in Burke. And then my dad was a little like all depressed, drinking heavily. He liked his vodka shots. Passed fucking 6 months later. My best homie. You know what I mean? So I know. Not even 5 years have passed yet. You know, and I know the pain. I know what the fuck, you know, what people are going through. Now I know when somebody says, hey, my son died a few years back, or hey, I lost my mom. Hold up, scratch, stop everything. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry to hear that. That right there, because there's very few things in your life that will completely change you. There's fools that go to prison for 4 or 5 years, get right back out on dope, do the same shit. There's dudes that lose their kids, right? Their mom, to CPS, still stay on the same shit. But losing something you can never get back, like you can never try to even make that effort, that right there will do something to a heart that's unexplainable, you know. But anyway, though, I'll say one thing, last thing on that about the lost loved ones. Remember, keep one thing in mind. Anybody who will lose one lost loved one or has, this is the one thing that really keeps me strong and on daily. Don't think about how you feel. Think about if they was watching or still around, would they approve of how you're acting about it? Would they want you to wake up every day smiling, continue on with life, being strong, going to work, doing good? I know it all sounds cliche. If you know what cliche means, you've heard it from a million people, right? But it takes on new meaning, like I said, when it means something. But check this out. Yup, I know. Hey, every day I wake up in tears. It's like a cloud. I always tell people I can make $1 million. I can have a best job, best house, and still I don't have my mama's there. The person that gave me life, the person that and mothers and son and fathers, right? And sons between parents are one of the only loves in life, other than the Lord and a couple other ones that are unconditional. You know, you can be with your wife, right? Love her to death more than anything in the world, but cheat on her 10 times and beat her up, see if she don't leave you. Be with your best homie, right? And hook up with this old lady, right? Steal all his shit. See if you don't unbefriend you, right? You'll lose all that love you got. But there's one love. That's why anyone watching this too that got your mom, you got more than any bank can hold. Understand that. I've always tell people I'd give every fucking penny in my bank account and any that I got coming just to spend the day, because I can remake that. I can rebuild. I can work again. I can't get back that hug, that love. But anyway, like I said, we'll end that subject with act as they would want you to. You know what I mean? That's all you can do. All you can act is if they were watching you. Let's pretend for this moment that the souls are real, going to heaven. What's up, D? I hope you ain't mad at me. I didn't show no disrespect to Lefty. I know that's your boy right there, Lefty Blue. I was just Lefty Gunplay. I'm sorry. I swear to God, I didn't even say that. Lefty Gunplay, right? Shout out to Lefty. I just fucking I don't know about him yet. That's another one. All right. That's a good way to switch it up. Let's end with if your loved ones were watching you, let's always pretend they're up there, right? Watching down, like they say. How would they want you to act? Would they want you to get fucked up on drugs and be sad or drop another tear? Or would they want you to get up and live life? You know, take that gift that your mother gave you, your father gave you of life and use it on a daily, right? Because a lot of people use that as an excuse to fuck up, to get drunk, to lose their job, to even get locked up in prison. And it's like, if your loved one was watching that, would they approve of that? Fuck no. They might approve of you missing them. They might approve of you shedding tears. I know my mom would allow me to let it out, but they wouldn't approve of as me ruining my life. So there's that. So let's jump right into Lefty, right? Lefty gunplay. Oh, I didn't say nothing about him yet. I was just gonna start the subject just on a couple videos I did. I know you got much love for him, and I'm teeter-tottered on him, right? I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I have no reason to lie. I never do. That's why I like the few subscribers I have. Take me for who I am. Soy como soy. Like I said, a lot of people will dislike me, but at least it's for being real, speaking how I feel, speaking my mind and opinion, instead of being like, I hate this fool for acting like I want to be cool with this guy, or rolling with this guy, or not just giving my true opinion from the heart. That's really all I know how to speak. I was taught a man is only as good as his word. So the minute my word is a lie, or is something I don't really truly feel inside, like I feel one way and speak another, I'm only fooling myself, right? I gotta live with myself. I gotta look in the mirror, right? It's not, why would I fool myself for somebody I don't even know? That almost don't even make sense, you know? So hate me for being me, love me for being me, but you'll never love me for not being who I am, because I'm only as good as my word. Especially in this YouTube shit, right? We can all dress how we want and do all this, but it's all propaganda, right? It's all about what we speak, whether we speak the truth. A lot of people get by, you know, speaking their shit. But anyway, I'm gonna get back to the fact. That's a good one. Lefty. I'm undecided on that guy. He seems like he's got talent. He's got a good personality. He's boisterous. He's got the skills you need. You know, the mouthpiece and the bravado, as we call it, right? I like to use big words. My bad. Bust out all the homeboys that ain't never left the block. I make sure you guys bust out the Google right now. Google fucking what do you call that? Google speaker. Put it up there. Bravado basically just means machismo in Spanish, right? He's got the machismo. He's got the estilo, right? He's got his own style. But is it too much? Is he gonna do what they call crash out, right? Because if there's such a thing as being full out, a lot of guys are scared to say. I'm not saying they don't use drugs, right? Or don't use like Viagra. I don't. I mean, I never needed it. I never tried it. I mean, maybe it's fucking the shit. You know what I mean? You know, I'm pretty sure I've been with my same lady for like 12 years, so she's fucking pretty happy with, you know, we're used to each other already. But like, he's the one guy. That's why I trip out on his videos, because he really comes all out and says I'm high on everything. I like to mix rhino and crystal and shit like that. He says shit like that, you know, and to me it's a trip, because, you know, I'm not used to seeing guys like that, you know, guys, even guys that do indulge, let's say, they usually keep it like on the hush, right? They don't want to like people to hear that they're using rhino, or especially the lady, right? They want the lady to think that it's all natural, right? That they're all fucking, you know, from the heart, all natural, ready to rock and roll. This is the first fool I've ever came out. Was like, I seen him the other day on Back on Fig. He's all, you guys better. He was talking about blue rhino, right? Which is like a form of Viagra, right? He's all, you guys better give me a commercials and all this. Like, I've been promoting your product and all this shit. I was like, damn, it's just a trip, you know, shit that I'm not used to. But maybe that. Yeah, he does. No, for real. I noticed that. Yeah, I seen him bust these jokes, and I ain't here to break nobody down. People always get the confusion when I give my opinion on something. It might just be on that video. Like I said, I did an opinion video on this. I thought he was acting childish and stupid on that Kev video. My opinion, but he might have been drunk. Some people act foolish drunk. I do, you know. Straight up, like, he was on that Kev video when they started asking him about one question, just a quick question about how he felt about Whack 100. Fucking motherfucking goddamn it. He started clanking his chains around and got up and fucking fuck that motherfucker. And then he starts talking to somebody in the corner, and it was just a bad look, in my opinion, on that video. The next one, he may look like the fucking most wisest Buddha in the world. You know, I think is yet to be seen with him, right? That'll be my final answer, right? I'm not gonna say that he's the voice of the South. I'm not gonna say he's the next Tupac, brown Tupac, and he's gonna become all. He may be. Guess it's up for grabs. He may not. That's what I'll say. You know, I think he's got a, you know, if the time that he did is right. If I think he's 26, 27, something they said like that. And he's really done the amount of time they said. Shout out to my homie Jay, not JC in here, but my other homie Jay from Crazy Stories in Roswell, right? He's the one that told me that he just did like a flat 9 or 10, I believe. Right? So if he's been down that long, you know, you don't have to excuse him for some behavior, right? He's gonna be new to the cameras, the drugs, the ladies, 80s all over. He don't even know rhino's it's something you're not even supposed to be proud of, right? So you got to kind of give him that. I mean, he went in. If he's been in that long, he's been in since he was a late teen. To me, that's still a kid. I didn't even start snapping out of it to my mid 20s, early 20s. Oh, how I feel about Adam 15? No. I do reactions on his shit, but just because I clown him. I said it in that video. He's a clown. Culture vulture, absolutely no talent. He doesn't sing. He doesn't rap. He's not a good host. Like, he doesn't stand up and and fucking sing and do this. He's just shitty. I did 13 months. That was the longest I ever did. That was a county. But I also got sent to RDC. Shout out Los Lunas, Burke, for pick up a number for a 30-day eval. It's just a bullshit thing where the judge just sends you to like pick up a number and then you basically get out. But he does that so you have a number. And you come out on probation, so you fuck it up and you can go straight back to the pen without having to go to fucking jail. It's like a failure program, but I didn't. I got lucky. Something didn't want me to go because I did basically everything I could. Packing pistols, smoking dope, rolling around in cars at 2 a.m, selling shit, like just doing the mostest, I guess you could call it. To fucking, why not? Why go halfway is what I was thinking. I want to do a story on it. I don't know if I was going to do a live on it like this right here and tell a story or just make a video of it. But I'm going to go ahead and do a video on my 85-year K. People have heard me talk about it many a times because it's one of the biggest things in my life. It was a life changer, right? I actually faced it 86 years, right? Could have got it. You know what I mean? I was guilty probably of half of it. I wasn't guilty of the full 80, but I was guilty of 30, 35 of it. That I could have got. If it wasn't for a great lawyer, God, some kind of power, they could have had me. They would have had my ass. Thank the Lord. I mean, like a car full of shit that was mine and a gun, but I didn't get charged with it because it was illegal search and seizure. I got to tell the story. It's a long story, right? I get in this car with a strap and it's full of all this shit from burglaries, right? But fucking, I didn't do the burglaries. It was just in the car I was in. So they tried to tie all that shit to me. It's a good story. I told it to a couple people. Yeah, RDC, Los Lunas, La Tuna. Yeah, that's a classification, right? From there you go level system, 4, 3, 2. You go to the farm, which is like a 1, 2, or you may hit Hobbs. Hobbs is where they're gonna keep Sureños and Grants, right? They keep a lot of fools in Western. Grants, level 3. That's a level 3. That's where they keep. See, in New Mexico, they got to keep the Sureños together. They can't spread them out on their yardas and put them here and there. They put them all in the same facilities, which is crazy because you walk in. Imagine walking into a facility like on Western, like Grants Western, and there'd be like 400 Sureños there, right? And there they might put some stragglers in there, right? But like, for the most part, it's like, and then the same cruces, Hobbs, they're gonna put SNMers in certain units, and Sureños in other units. Same state, in state and out of state Sureños go together, right? They all fall under same banner in New Mexico. It's crazy shit. And then they start packing out SNMers. Hey, for real, like they clicked with the LC when SNM was still mainlining and started packing the fuck out of them. There's many stories of fools. My homie Cartoon and Rhino, they taped some fucking duct tape to their hands. They taped some filetos to their hands so they can't drop them. Like once it's on, you know what I mean? They taped that shit up and ran up into the yarda. They had fools jumping up off the fucking, trying to run up the fence like Spider-Man. They were just fucking sticking fools. Every time they would sock somebody, they get stuck, right? They had that shit taped to the top there like that. Boom. Rest in peace, Rhino. You know what I mean? Crazy fools. And and you got to remember, I would say, California, norteños and sureños, since the mid 80s, early 90s, have been just kind of like it's like what they call that, the trickle effect, right? Like, say you got a waterfall, right? And then whatever falls off the waterfall trickles down, right? Well, let's just say Cali's like the waterfall, right? And all the fucking shit trickles down. All them norteños, sureños, they trickle out throughout the system and throughout the streets, you know, in Albuquerque and in Utah, Salt Lake, and Phoenix, and they're salted throughout a maze of already, right, local grown neighborhoods, right? They're like a river running through a land of local hoods. It's just crazy. Okay, so what you're talking about, that base, yeah. Well, that's where they supposedly that's all right. That's a crazy story about the Dulce base, which is considered that was considered where they was thought to have Montezuma's gold. It was kept in that mountain, right, by the conquistadors. They still have guys searching around there. They found a brick, 11 by 2 inches, textbook length, that the conquistadors used to melt the Aztec gold, right? They used to melt them in those little bars. Contrary to belief, like in the movies, they got these big old bars and they're all flat, and now they're kind of rough and jagged, and they had some air holes because they weren't like professional fucking with, you know, they just melted them with sheer equipment. So the conquistadors, they had these little bars, you know, and it was supposed to be hidden in that mountain, which is when a lot of alien activity first started, and then they actually, you know, built more on into a base and turned it after the Roswell activity, right? That's where they took the actual aliens. After they took them to there was just a hangar in Roswell. Then they started Area 58 or whatever it's called, Area 59. I forget the alien spot, and then the one in the mountain that you're talking about, which is a lot. They do a lot more. Like the aliens are supposed to be alive in the one you're talking about in the Dulce base, right? Because I don't know, but if you know anything about anything and you start looking into like the pyramids, I know this is going to be getting off the subject, but you look at the shape of a pyramid. It's built like a gun. Boom, to shoot something out of the top. They're just now starting to find that pyramids like in China, Mayan pyramids, all have the same thing, certain salts on the insides of them that mix with certain metals, right? Like the one in China, they found a bunch of mercury under it. They found a bunch of mercury under the one in Tenochtitlan, right? So they find these pyramids and they find this metal mixed with certain salts. Well, what the fuck do you have? If you've ever dealt with cars, batteries, what do you have when you deal with salt water, right? Salt, metal, lithium, and a charge. You got a fucking battery, right? You have a battery that's generating energy. So you're fighting these pyramids with metal in them, with salt in them at this direction, right? And we know, and it shoots right out the top. They all have. I'm telling you, these were ancient batteries or power plants. Now, whether it was used to generate electricity for cities, underground plants, or even UFOs, that's another thing. Because we can't act. Let's all pretend like we don't see the pictures of aliens on the walls, all the way from fucking Egypt to the fucking Native Americans, right? Pictures of guys with 4 legs and snake heads and flying saucers, right? Flying saucers and crazy lights, right? They're all over the fucking place. in walls and in caves and all types of shit, you know. But what are we gonna do? Just pretend it ain't there? Now we got the brains and enough know-how and the time that people are starting to put the math together. You know, they're starting to say, okay, and what do you guys know about element 115? Anybody in here heard of that? It's kind of a little more into the deep. Element 115 is something that was never on our periodic table of elements, right? It's something not from this earth. It's something that they found in the crashes at Roswell, New Mexico in the early 50s, which they kept under wraps, of course, for many, many years. This element 115 was basically the fuel, so to speak, of the craft. It's an element, basically. It looks like sort of like metal. But what it does is it bends space-time, right? They had in the front of these ships a guy that actually worked in there. He was well credible, like a colonel, you know. Before he died, wrote a picture of this flying saucer they found, right? And on the front of it, it had something that almost looked like hydraulic pumps with open, like laser-looking things, and that would shoot out gas. It would be this element 115, which would basically warp space and time in front of this spaceship, which making it possible, of course, to travel light years. You can't go from here to another fucking galaxy. That's would take, you know, fucking 100,000 human years in a flash like that, unless you have something to do it. Now, also, if you followed, and if anyone has ever followed, watched Ancient Aliens, read up on the stuff, right around the 1950s, when a lot of these sightings started to happen, these crashes, a boost in technology happened. Like there was more that happened in the last 100 years, right? Which is right before we found the aliens, than has happened in all of history. They're working on things you couldn't believe. So anyway, back to my lefty gunplay opinion, right? Lefty gunplay. Like I said, I think he's got the charisma, the attitude to do it. If he calm down a little, sober up a little, he still party. Wisen up, I think he can go a long ways. For real. Rowdy, I don't know too much about Rowdy Rax. Let's not forget Rowdy Rax. He's in there. I see him on No Jumper. I see him on here, there. I see him around and about on these videos. Anybody heard about him? I did that video. I know he used to get high too. He said he used to smoke a bunch of scante, as we call it. But apparently not anymore. He's a family man. Which is, and the only reason I even say that, some people, why you even mention that? Well, because it really is going to have a lot of impact on your future. If you're still getting fucked up, the chances of you catching a case, getting arrested, or just crashing out are a lot higher than if you're working out, trying to keep your head on straight, occupy your time. I tell you right now, that's why I said in the video, I don't know if you guys caught on to it when I said lefty. Seems like he's got gas in his right hand and matching his right hand and gas in his left, and he's just spinning in circles. Well, that's because it's like playing with fire, right? Because when you have money in this hand, pocketfuls, like you seen him counting the stacks on all these videos and shit, right? And on the right hand, you got drugs, right? And you just want to keep filling that hand up. You guys already know what I'm saying. My older people definitely know. I've been there. It's a bad combination. And especially if you don't have older homies to step in, or friends, whatever, father, mother, usually you're not going to listen to your mom. Somebody that's got enough pull and strength to grab you by your shoulder and say, enough is enough. You got to get it right. Hey, lefty, get right. You know what I mean? Which is funny because that's another thing too. If you guys watched the video I did, he said that that's how he got his name, Lefty, because they said he can't get right, which kind of makes sense because he's always twitching and talking and going. Like you don't see the relaxation, that get right, as they call it. But like I said, I don't have the bottom line, the bottom message for this whole live amongst the Niners fans, the Chiefs fans. Well, fuck the Chiefs fans. Everything but the Chiefs fans. Fuck them. They could get fucked. But everything but them, amongst all the other channels, be it the troll channels, be it the supporters of them, whatever, Lefty, Rowdy, all ABK, all everybody out there, Chicano 2, Flacco, ACP, much love. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. Keep your head up. That's all it's about for me, is seeing everybody doing good. And you know why I do that? It's just as much for them as it is for me. As much as I do hope they do good, what you put out will come back. It's simple. If anyone read the New Testament, you simply you're gonna pick the fruits that you sow. You know what seeds you lay out. Which is why when I see people talking about someone else, calling them names or even just downgrading them, I go the other way, because you're gonna sow the fruit of the seed that you plant, right? So what do? Wish the best to everybody, even my enemies, even the people that most people would say, why would you wish best on them? They wish nothing but bad on you. They've done nothing but say fuck you. Well, I'll tell you why. Because by me saying fuck them, then that might just come right back to me. More people may say fuck me. Why? Especially when it has nothing to gain. Now somebody says, I'll write you out $100,000 check right now. You start hating on this motherfucker. I may just make a few videos. But just for the fuck of it, Oh, there's one thing I was gonna say, and I'm probably gonna catch a lot of heat right here. Fuck. I hope I don't catch a lot of heat for this, man. But I'm gonna throw it out there because it was crossed my mind earlier, right? I feel like, and this is no disrespect, but I know people will take it as disrespect, certain people, right? Fuck, how do I say it without being disrespectful, but meaning it? A lot of vatos, a lot of people, period. A lot of guys I grew up with, my friends. I'm not saying it doesn't make them solid. A lot of guys like Lefty. I see what I call feminine behavior. Like he's always going like this. I'm the shit. I'm the baddest fighter, the best rapper. Like I start to see slight feminine behavior. From, you know what? And this is gonna, like I said, no hate, because it's not like they choose it, from single mother kids or men. A lot of my homies that I grew up with in the Pinta, they went to the Pinta. They like to bicker. They like the he said, she said. You know what that comes from? Being raised from your mom, Priscilla, and your aunt, fucking Rosenda, and your fucking and your little sister, and you end up with females around you coming up and not a strong household member. The only fools that you got around, like really around, that you see walking, are the fools that you only come across like in the streets, in prison, right? There's nobody there waking up in their boxers like your dad to put his arm around you and let's watch some cartoons and teach you like, hey, fuck, when we man, we'll let the women do the dishes. We'll do the fucking, the banging and all that, right? You start to see little traits that, bickering, certain things that are like, where do you get that? Oh, I can always tell. Usually I can tell a vato that's been raised by a single mother before I even know. Oh, he never had one daddy, because daddy would have taught him differently, which is fucked up, because I'm not trying to put anyone down. No disrespect to anyone. Hey, shout out to all the single mothers, the strong single mothers that raise men out there. I'll say that, because a lot of them do it without choice. Do a great job, raise them through the mud, raise them healthy. But they're going to pick up on certain traits from always being around that mama that you only get from not having a mom and a papa around. Because a papa will tell that, I mean, not in a rude way, but like he'll teach you, like, hey, let mom talk that way. That's for the women. You know what I mean? Leave the seat up, seat down type shit. Let them bicker. That's a female thing. Like, these are little things that you get, okay, from your pops. But you don't get that if your mom's there. You just go along with them. You're right there with your auntie, right? And your mom, like I said, and your little female cousin. Now, fuck those. And what happens usually, then they end up, you want to beat a guy up over the females. You'll have like your little sister come in, right? And your mom will be there. This guy broke my heart. Where's he at, little sister? I'm going to fuck him up. When a real man will be like, I broke a few hearts myself. Fuck you. Don't worry about him. Get you something 10 times better. Just different little traits that I see. I'm a people reader, But anyways, nothing but love to everybody out there. Like I said, to all the channels, to all the rappers, upcoming rappers, artists, what do you call it? What's that word? People that ain't even artists, YouTube personalities, if you want to. And to my new subscribers, that was one of the main reasons, like I said in the beginning of the title, checking in with new and old subs. Shout out to my handful of old dudes that I see in here, been sticking around. A handful of new peeps that are in here. Going to the Bolo, going to the Super Bowl. Raised up, you guys may or may not know my story. I was raised up New Mexico, raised up around Albuquerque, all the way to the Four Corners, own land. I rep the 49ers, because my family and my father was born. It's always been a family team. Was born in Salinas, right? I was born in one spot and raised in a different, and my whole family was from right here. So even as a young age, we watched 49er games. We went to Candlestick before it was, I think it went to like Candlestick, 3Com, and then some other shit too. But it's just, we used to just go over there and that was it. So even it always stuck with me. My kids are Niners fans. Oh, a lot. New Mexico's from the days of Billy the Kid. I mean, shouting from answering Five of a Kind Media. A lot of people will mistake, like I said, I ran a certain set that has nothing to do with my football team. Matter of fact, they coincide, if you will, my colors. You know what I mean? From what I used to bang to the team I love, but I'm not willing to drop the team. I'll still, like I've said, I've had a blue paño with this hat on. Sounds dumb, but hey, it is what it is. This is my team. So is this, at the time. But I've always been, like I said, transparent, even in this YouTube shit. I never claimed I was a pinto, I was all that, this, all that. I just say I'm who I am. I stay in my own lane, do my own thing. I got thick skin. This YouTube thing, like I said, it doesn't bother me. It's just, you got to learn. You learn as you grow, right? And one thing I've learned in this YouTube thing is that most people, you get along with them today, and then they'll be beefing tomorrow. And so I just kind of like a guy walking in the store in a bad neighborhood, right? He gets up, puts on his clothes, and what does he do to stay out of trouble? Starts walking, right? The first guy on the right, maybe a group of tweakers that he known a long time, that maybe they're working on a car. Well, you just shake all their hands, say what's up, right? Keep it pushing, right? Walk all the way down the street. There's a couple homies that there banging on the corner. What you do? Shake their hands. Hey, what's up, homies? You go right past them, right? Keep it pushing. Go grab your 40-ounce, whatever. Walk back home. Hey, say what's up to everybody and push right past them, right? Well, that's how YouTube is. I say what's up to everyone, shake everyone's hand, stay acquainted, and then keep it pushing. Go back to my own little Mike's World, do my little reactions, my videos that I'm comfortable with. Because like this now, what I'm doing here, it's a hobby, right? These videos, these little lies now and then, my reactions, I like to laugh with them, take my little rip off my joint before I do them. I also build fucking cars. I like to build like 72 Chevys and all that, like just the little ones, like the model cars with glue, and I like to read books. All types of shit. I coach teams. This is the things I do to try to keep my mind healthy, Anyway, so the last thing I want is beef, drama, any kind of shit like that. I just do this for fun, and I hope everyone else has fun with it. That's why I kind of not smirk, but do bummer when I see people beefing with each other, or I see a video made about somebody, even if I know the guy or not. It's like, man, especially if it's somebody I like that made the video. You want to know why? Because like I said, we all want good karma, right? As people, we all want to see, especially I want to see other channels I like doing good, having good karma coming their way, right? And when you put out, what do you say? You get what you put out. So anytime I see a video on somebody clowning, whether they deserve it or not, that's what you reap what you sow. That's all. So much love to everybody out there. This is Mike's World. I think I'll wrap it up right now. Shout out to my Colorado channels, my Phoenix channels, all my Southwest, from Texas, from Purque to Salos, on my northern channels, Central Valley, Watson, Sacktown. I got subscribers. I think most of my subscribers are out of Cali, a good handful of them. So nothing but love to everybody out there. I'm out of here, you guys. Have a good one. I'm going to do some reactions right now. Matter of fact, I was going to bust out 2 or 3 reactions. You guys have a good one to everybody in the chat.